Good morning, Don't Unfriend Me Nation. Matthew Spear from the Don't Unfriend Me Show. Good to have you. I always wondered why Jewish Americans voted Democrat before October 7th. Always baffled me. Just a demographic that I didn't expect or wouldn't expect to vote Democrat. After October 7th, it's even more perplexing. Have you seen the rising videos on TikTok and comments by our elected officials that are anti-Semitic? I mean, there is just a very large loathing towards Jews out there. If you go to Twitter, you can find it in about 2 seconds. But now it's starting to happen in restaurants. Now it's starting to be even more prominent than it was. They were already the single largest demographic in the United States that was singled out for hate crimes, as they are called. But that's growing even more. The question is, what's pushing this? What's driving this? I've got a video to show you. It's pretty disgusting. I'll show it to you in about 15 seconds. Come on back.
Do you want the truth? Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more f***ed up than the lies on the evening news? Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the...
Jamal Bowman was just censured by Republicans. At least they're doing something. I mean, we ousted Kevin McCarthy for this. Least we can do is do something for the people. But I guess this is good enough. I mean, nothing like Jerry Springer in the wee hours of the morning. These people that you're seeing in this photograph here, if only people would have said something in 1940, perhaps we could have saved one of the largest and most atrocious forms of genocide ever to take place in world history. But alas, we didn't have Facebook. We didn't have social media. Instead of people using it to inform, they're using it to focus a modern-day lynching at restaurants and House of Representatives and in the media against Jewish Americans. This video that I'm about to show you is just another example of a wonderful, or maybe not wonderful, but nice lady being told she can't use the bathroom.
We've given you all your food.
I want to go into the
You're
restroom.
holding up shit. All right.
Also, currently, this is a private property.
I want to go into the restroom.
I do need you to leave.
I know it's...
This lady, nice lady, I would assume, entered a restaurant and got some coffee. Typical thing that happens in California ad nauseum, since there's, well, more coffee shops and DMVs in the Communist Republic state of California. These people blocking the door are all employees. You notice the beautifully colored and frosted hair with masks, of course, being utilized, even though we know that those restrictions have been lifted. Not allowing a patron to use the restroom simply because she is Jewish. She was in the restaurant. She had some coffee. She went into the restroom, used it, saw some things that were written on the wall that would make most people feel a very, very deliberate and negative feeling up their spine. Decided to come back and take some photographs, and they told her no. And not only no, but decided to go ahead and say some fairly abhorrent things. Here it is.
They love taking private property and saying it's their own, but we got ahead.
You're not going to let me
You're
go
also
into the
misgendering them,
restroom?
so I need you to leave.
I want you to go into the restroom.
I need you to leave, please.
I was patron.
You're misgendering them, but anti-Semitism is okay. You then say, I know you Jews like to go ahead and claim that property is yours, that it's not. Holy shit. This guy is just taking out all the stops. Let's hear the rest
Here,
of it.
and I have a right to go into the restroom.
And we have a
And
right
I'm
to
asking
refuse
you
service.
to leave.
Yeah, but I need to go into the restroom.
I'm asking you.
Actually, you don't have a right to refuse a patron who wants to use the restroom. We'll go ahead and talk about that in a minute. In fact, there was a law that was recently passed that seems to always blow up in California's face when they go ahead and write these giant sweeping laws that take place in Europe, but work in a country full of 30 million people, but it's not the same in a country full of 330 million people, and this always seems to happen.
No, you need to let me go into the
No, we don't.
restroom.
I don't. I'm asking you to leave.
I'm a patron here, and
Okay.
I need to go to the restroom.
I'm kindly asking you to leave.
No, I'm not going to leave.
I'm kindly asking you to leave.
Okay? No, I want to go into the restroom.
That's fine. You can use...
First of all, that's the most equity-based staff and diverse staff I've ever seen. But it's really interesting when an Asian who has experienced the level of hate crimes that are just surpassed by Jews, followed up by an African-American who is ranked third in overall hate crime, just surpassed by Jews and Asians, decide to discriminate against a Jew. Now, this lady is from the establishment next door. Now, I can understand as employees getting direction from a business that says there's graffiti in the bathroom. We have to close the bathroom down at this point. That could have been explained. This lady obviously is aware of the graffiti that's in the bathroom and could have went ahead and brought her over to the bathroom and explained that this is offensive. We don't want people taking pictures of it and spreading this around. But the problem is that the bathroom before the store even opened should have been on lockdown. In fact, before the business even opened again, they should have had it removed, but they didn't. And the interesting thing isn't the graffiti, it's the reaction and the comments by the staff and the underhanded comments about Jews that lends to this whole drama-filled event that takes away all understanding and compassion for the business owner and really turns the focus around on the employees and the anti-Semitic remarks they're making. Here's the rest.
Our restroom. We have a restroom next door. You can use
No,
I want to use
It's a
this one.
restroom.
It's a no. I want.
We're
I
saying
should
no.
not be excluded and other people
They
allowed.
are clearly saying no.
I want to go into the restroom.
And what is standing here going to do?
You're not going to let me into the
You
restroom?
can use our other restroom if
We
you
have
like.
another
No, I
restroom.
want to use this one.
They're not letting you use All you
We
want to
don't-
get is a video
Other
of it saying
patrons-
that Zionism is
Why are you afraid? If you
anti-Semitism, because it
agree
is.
with it, why are you
That Zionism is fascism, because it is. Do these people even understand the definition of Zionism and what it means? And do they even understand what fascism and who were the fascists in 1940? Who are the fascists now censoring speech, focused on people's race, dividing the country, putting us in different groups, now dividing based on race in college campuses and in sports based on men going ahead and playing in female sports? Do they understand that these are the examples of racism, homophobia, misogynist behavior? Do they even understand which side they're on?
afraid that I will take a picture of
Oh,
it?
actually, yeah, great.
Why,
Please.
if you agree with it, why are you
Please.
I'm not
afraid?
afraid of it.
If it wasn't a problem now, why is it a problem then? Or if it was a problem then, why isn't it a problem now? Interesting.
So why you're
My
not letting
problem
me in?
is because this is what you're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah,
Please.
yeah.
History didn't start in 1948, lady.
History didn't begin in 1948. It didn't begin in 1870 either. Like this guy understands 3,000 years of biblical history and the Middle East. And he's an expert simply because he watched a TikTok video one time.
Free Palestine. Now
Free
please leave.
Palestine. It's always.
Please leave. Thank you.
It's always. Yeah, great. We love it.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Uh-huh. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's hard for me not to focus on personal insults and point out that gentleman's lack of, well, intellectual prowess, but honestly, that he has a face that only a mother could love. But here's Farley East's response. This is their backhanded response. Dear community, in response to the recent incident at our family-owned cafe, immediately trying to pull at your heartstrings. They're family-owned. We want family who? Family that was in the Third Reich? We want to offer an acknowledgement and a sincere apology as context. Hate speech graffiti was written in our bathroom. We do not support hate speech. This does not reflect our values. Well, you just did. After a customer used the bathroom and wished to return to document the graffiti, they were initially denied access and then allowed to enter the bathroom to fill the graffiti. We apologize for this error and the distress caused to the customer. We've taken corrective measures with our staff and removed the offensive graffiti. We're not anti-Semitic. Well, just because you say so doesn't mean you aren't. We value diversity and inclusivity. Really? Just not Jews. We're committed to ongoing staff training for a safe and welcoming environment. Thank you for understanding that we are a small business doing our best to operate a community business in a difficult environment that you've created. This is Farley's if you want to look. Now, please make sure if you go over there and try to leave them a review, you haven't patroned their establishment. I don't think that's fair to dox people. If you want to send an opinion, share this video so people understand not to go there. But it's interesting that Farley East didn't have an issue begging the government for money when they decided to lock down and not service their customers. Here's a post. I just asked Congress to replenish the Restaurant Revitalization Fund. Click this link and support restaurants. Please help hospitality by supporting replenishing the Restaurant Revitalization Fund to provide a critically needed assistance to hospitality businesses struggling to survive. I wonder if they're interested in taking taxes that were collected from Jews. I don't know. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But it's interesting that they begged for help during a situation where they closed voluntarily and told their customers that they could no longer patron their establishment. It seems self-inflicted at best. We start with community, it says on their page. Established in 1989, Farley's has been the hub of community. We believe that coffee is best when shared with others, just not Jews. They also have a picture of cups that were crossed out: hate, racism, fascism, bigotry, and homophobia that they had printed out, but caffeine was okay. I guess they forgot to go ahead and say Jews aren't okay as well. These are the people who are involved, and it's interesting that companies like Yelp have put them under their wing and protected them and flocked to them. Of course, liberal establishments are protected by liberal media conglomerates, as this business is being monitored by Yelp's support team for content related to media reports. It's interesting. The three businesses that I worked with, working in as the vice president of social media and also their marketing strategy, we were never protected when we had American flags or talked about veterans, and people called us baby killers, and the left would come and dox our pages. Yelp never protected us. Interesting that they protect people who are anti-Semites. But of course, that's just par for the course. I wonder if Gavin Newsom, Mr. Slick himself, is going to actually address in February of 2023, California expanded restroom access to all patrons of establishments and employee restrooms as law. They did this in 2014 when I was running the Apple stores, when it came to our specific stores, but now they've made a blanket law. So that company is in violation. There actually is civil penalty for denying a customer. I wonder if Newsom is going to say anything. I seriously doubt it, since he's running shadow ops for Joe Biden's presidency. Every single person should be able to walk into any establishment and feel that they are receiving the minimum basis of good quality customer service. It's really not anybody's business to have an opinion in regards to their customers. There is a transaction that takes place. The patron comes in, gives their money, gets the product. The exchange of services is complete and should leave. The opinions of employees are not needed. They don't represent the business. They don't represent the public. And more importantly, they don't represent the ideals of this great country. Those employees most assuredly should be ashamed of themselves. They deserve not only a coaching, but they deserve to be terminated from their positions, to give them a lesson, not only in what you do not do, but more importantly, what you should not say when you're representing a family-run business, small business to be exact, who begs the government for bailouts. Folks, thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me Show. You can see more of us tomorrow night live at 8 o'clock. We will have most of the dummies in the house. You can also see our recorded show. Usually comes in between noon and 5, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then Mike and I are live usually at 8 o'clock in the morning, but I think we're going to be moving that to 9 or 10. I'll keep you up to date. But either way, thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me Show. God bless, and take care of each other out there. Good night.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.